People who understand the politics and understand math better than I do crunch the numbers and say that it looks like the bill to close the School of the Americas probably will pass this year. Not to take that for granted, and what Rita's saying to do, we need to do. Just as when all the horrible things about Abu Ghraib came forward, those of us who've been active in Central America and other issues, and on the School of the Americas, were not surprised. It was not the first time we've ever heard the word torture being applied to us and our proxies. This is a perennial thing. It is not a Bush administration issue. It's an American issue. And we need to be very, very careful that we will. I really believe we are going to see some victories in this next. But unless we are very vigilant, and unless we're on the street, and unless we stay real loud, all we're going to get is a more human face being put upon a criminal and brutal foreign policy. We cannot take it for granted that change is going to come. And also, I think this thing shows this has been going since the mid-1990s, this campaign to close the School of the Americas. There has never been in America such a strong focus of people from coast to coast working on all these levels, people going to prison for months and years at a time, and people walking the streets, going to their local congressional offices, being on Capitol Hill, all this effort, and after more than a dozen years, we might win. So easy to get a new weapons program started. It's so easy to get approval to invade another country. It gets so easy to build another prison. System is really skewed against us, and it really calls upon us to be looking at the School of the Americas, one of the most egregious centers of violation of human rights in America, but there are many, many others, but we should never let that allow us to back off an inch.
Maggie gave you this cross, Bishop Juan Girardi. He's the last bishop to be murdered in Central America. He's from Guatemala. It was in the 90s, way after a lot of the killing was done, a lot of the civil wars was done. But in Guatemala, the Catholic Church did an extensive 10 to 15-year study on human rights violations and clearly documented that the vast majority of the killings and death squads and human rights violations and torture were done by the Guatemalan army, and many of whom were trained by the School of Americas. And when they wanted to put out the study, they were looking for a bishop to put his name on it. And Girardi was already retired, well known for his human rights advocacy, a friend of Oscar Romero. And he didn't hesitate and say, put my name on it. And within the week of it being published, he was stoned to death in a political killing in the streets of Guatemala. So it is with honor that I hold his name along with the thousands of other crosses and names that are being presented at the School of Americas in Fort Benning, Georgia this weekend. So keep this good, Bishop. Bishop Juan Girardi of Guatemala. Presente!
Presente!
Thank you.
That makes me think. Because our CEOs in the corporations are running schools down there. They're fighting against the people wanting to form unions and get a living wage. I want you to close this damn school. Get it done this year. Wait until the new president gets in and contact him too. I've got 2 letters back from he and his wife thanking me for my support. And I've still got them, and I'm going to write on the back of it and tell them to close the school and send that off. And if I don't get an answer from the first one, I'll send the second one. We've got to close it, and the only way we're going to get it closed is if we do something. Saying I've done everything I can in one telephone call. And I'm just as bad as everybody else. I don't keep after it like I should. So promise me that you'll do everything you can to close it this next year. Okay? Very good.
What was the experience like?
It was very profound to hear the names. There was a continual reading of names and speeches, and it was really amazing. It really, and watching people scale the fence. I think Rita was there that year too, and see the helicopters overhead taking all our pictures, and it was really an amazing experience. In Buenos Aires, and talked about Las Madres, who still gather every Thursday, dressed in black.
Mothers.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. Once a week, and to just remind everyone
interesting,
whose
Jane.
children have been lost, disappeared.